not doing this? That's okay. That's okay. That's fine. But you are or not? No. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Florida Prospects welcomes you to Mustang Arena here at Wekiva High School for the third place game in the Diamond Division of the 2021 Florida Prospects Holiday Classic. Please welcome our guests. Wearing the blue jerseys, visitors on the scoreboard. From Calvary Christian Academy in Fort Lauderdale, they are the Eagles. And wearing the white jerseys, home on the scoreboard from Winter Haven High School, please welcome the Blue Devils. Let's meet the teams, beginning with our guests from Calvary. And we'll start at point guard with 5'9" freshman, number 11, Markelly Jones-Tynes. At guard, 5'8" sophomore, number 0, Naila Clark. At sophomore, number 2, Jocelyn Gagnon. 5'8" senior, number 1, Samaya Briggs. And finally for the Eagles at shooting guard, 5'6" senior, number 3, Elizabeth Schnell. The head coach of the Eagles, George Adams, with assistant coaches Tanya Adams and Tanaya Miller. And now let's meet the Winter Haven Blue Devils, starting at forward with freshman number 13, Jaden Williams. At guard, number 23, Breasia Washington. At point guard, senior number 24, Magdala Thal. At guard, senior number 0, Keanu Carr. And finally for the Blue Devils, at point guard and small forward, senior number 12, Kayla Smith. The head coach of the Blue Devils, Johnny Lawson, with assistant coaches Star Sanders, Byron Williams, and Coach McIntyre. The officials for today's game are from the Central Florida Officials Association here in Orlando. We thank them for their dedicated service to our high school athletic programs and join them along with our participating schools, reminding everyone to make great sportsmanship a part of this and every athletic competition. Special welcome to those of you on Varsity Sports Network joining us on our online home. Thanks for making us part of your holiday celebration this week. This is the third place game in the Diamond Division, our most elite division here of the 4 that we are hosting between Wekiva and Dr. Phillips this week. 46 games happening, and there are 22 of them here at Wekiva, 24 of them at Dr. Phillips. And we'll start out with a steal by the Eagles and cashing it in. That's number 11. Markelly Jones puts the Eagles on the board. And Jones nearly got another one on a steal. And so Eagles coming in hot to open up today's game. And an error by the Lady Blue Devils there. Jaden Williams throwing the ball a little bit too high. Diamond Division bracket, a little bit more complex than what we would normally have. We did have 2 teams that had to withdraw from the tournament at the last second, and so we have 6 teams in this bracket instead of the usual 8, but we need to get 3 games for all 6 of those teams as we get a foul called against Eagles number 11. Markelly Jones, that's her first and the team's first, and it will send the Blue Devils to the free throw line. Kayla Smith shooting 2. 1 of 2 at the free throw line. And a deflected inbound. Eagles take over. Winter Haven getting into the third place game here on what may have been viewed as a bit of an upset. Calvary basket by number 1, Samaya Briggs. They took down Holy Trinity in the consolation semifinal to earn their way back into the third place game. Winter Haven, of course, a perennial powerhouse, no stranger to the playoffs in Lakeland. This year, though, has been a bit of a rebuilding year. They are still trying to get back to a 500 record, but they've made some good progress toward that in the game that they played against Holy Trinity yesterday, where that was a 65-55 win, and that is a game they took down Holy Trinity, who has only lost 2 games this year, one to Wekiva, which is ranked number 1 in their division in the state, number 4 among all divisions in the state. The other game they lost was to a specialty sports development program down in Miami, so both of those losses kind of come with asterisks behind them. Otherwise, Holy Trinity has had an undefeated season, and so Winter Haven took them down and made them their 3rd loss of the year, and that was considered something of an upset. So Winter Haven with quite a story getting into this game as Calvary Christian drains a layup from Markelly Jones. The Eagles, on the other hand, of course, always a favorite in their relatively smaller classification. They are no stranger to being state-ranked as well. They won their first game, but then fell to Pickerington, from Ohio. Pickerington is going to give the Wekiva Mustangs a run for their money later tonight. Checking into the game for Calvary, Kalia Cater. Pickerington is a little bit of a wild card in this. They are a school that is unfamiliar to most Florida programs. They come to us from just outside of Columbus, Ohio, and so they have torn through the field like fire so far. Samaya Briggs drains a 3 for the Eagles. We'll see what happens, though, when that firepower from Ohio goes up against the number 4 school in the state, the Wekiva Mustangs, later tonight, and that's going to be one of those games that if you can beat one of those 2 schools, you can beat anybody. Nice pass in the paint. That's Breasia Washington from Jaden Williams, 4-2. First field goal of the game for the Blue Devils, so a little bit of a sluggish start, and there's a 3-point basket by Samaya Briggs. So Calvary doesn't have a ton of luck so far on penetration, but they haven't needed it because they've been hot from behind the arc, as now Keanu Carr not having the same luck for the Blue Devils, and we're going to get a foul on the rebound. Foul called against Magdala Thal. That's her first and the team's first. Eagles ball at their own baseline. To the corner, Schnell looking for an option, decides to take it herself, and it rims out. We saw a lot of perimeter shooting from her yesterday, and we expect more of the same in this game. Checking in for Winter Haven, Shatasia Adams. So Calvary Christian fell to Pickerington 57-37. They're looking much better today. In the first round, Calvary Christian took down West Orange 54-45. West Orange had not so great of a night last night against Wekiva as we got to a running clock in the fourth quarter. Held ball, possession, Eagles. Just under 4 minutes remaining in the first period. Ball into Briggs. Gagnon to Gator. Three-point basket for Elizabeth Schnell. That's play we saw her make several times yesterday. It's the first time it's been successful today. We'll see how much more we see of that as the game goes on. Swatted away by Schnell. Returning to the game for Calvary, Macaulay Jones. Blue Devils still looking to shake off the cobwebs early here in the first half. And that's not the way to get things started. Breasia Washington threw it wide right of Keanu Carr, thinking she was going to run to get it. Carr, meanwhile, was expecting the pass to come to her. So a little miscommunication there. And now Jones gets wrapped up from behind. Jaden Williams is called on her first personal foul. It's the team's second. 3 minutes, 8 seconds remaining in the first period. Schnell rotation to Briggs, who's wide open, but it's off the heel and wide right. Chased out of bounds by Shatasia Adams, but she manages to do so without touching it. So the Lady Blue Devils will take over at their own baseline with 3 minutes to go in the first. My name is Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs and sports information director here at our host school, Wekiva High School, taking you through today's game on Varsity Sports Network. 3 for Kayla Smith. Kayla Smith is the leading scorer for the Lady Blue Devils. And we'll see if she can live up to her reputation in this game. Briggs looking for an option. Kalia Gator, who has been kind of a not-so-secret weapon for the Eagles. She's the shortest girl on the court, but she can sneak right under you and take your dribble out from behind you without you even seeing her coming. A lot of speed behind her in the guard position. And there she chases Washington all the way into the paint. Washington has to get rid of it. Pops it back to Smith, and then Kayla Smith draws the foul on the way up. She'll go to the line and shoot 2 for the Lady Blue Devils. Foul is called against Eagles number 1. Samaya Briggs on the block, her first, and the team's second. First shot by Briggs is good. Checking into the game for the Lady Blue Devils, Magdala Thal. Second free throw is good as well. Air ball launched by Briggs. Cleaned up by Thal, and now the Blue Devils with an opportunity to chip into the Eagles' lead. Popped out to Smith. The tray is a little short, and Gagnon picks up the rebound, but gets a little bit ahead of her dribble, needs some help. That might have been a good time to call a timeout, but Jones gives up the ball to a steal by Williams. Into the paint, and Breasia Washington draws contact on the way up. She'll go to the line and shoot 2 for the Blue Devils. Foul called against Eagles number 2, Jocelyn Gagnon. That's her first personal foul and the team's third. Sinks the first. Returning to the game for the Eagles, number 3, Elizabeth Schnell. And also number 0, Nyla Clark. 2 for 2 at the line for Breasia Washington, so free throws coming in handy for the Blue Devils to keep the game from getting out of reach. 5-point ball game. Eagles out to a big lead early, but Wekiva has chipped into that a little bit as the Eagles have cooled off in the last several minutes. And now an opportunity for a transition play, and she makes it. Kayla Smith on the transition layup for the Blue Devils. Down the baseline, Schnell lays up a floater, and it's too hot. Washington on the rebound, less than 30 seconds to go here in the first period, and losing the dribble. We're going to get a foul on the loose ball. Foul called against Blue Devils, number 13, Jaden Williams. That's her second, the team's third. Checking into the game for Winter Haven, number 0, Keanu Carr. So Williams temporarily leaves the game with 2 fouls. That's a little risky to have this early in the game, especially as Winter Haven has a somewhat depleted roster. They have 7 here today, so they have 5 on the court and 2 on the bench. So you don't want to get into foul trouble because that can be curtains when you get to the fourth quarter. A high lobbing pass intended for Schnell is picked off by Carr, and it falls! Keanu Carr at the buzzer steals 2 to make it a 1-point ball game. The Eagles lead 15-14 at the end of 8 minutes here in the third place game at the Diamond Division of the Florida Prospects Holiday Classic. Excuse me, that was a 3 at the buzzer, so that ties the game. 15-all going into the break. Blue Devils have the opening possession of the second quarter. Welcome back to Mustang Arena. Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs, and Sports Information Director here at our host school, Wekiva, taking you through tonight's game. Washington can't get it to fall. Put back by Keanu Carr doesn't fall either. And correction of what I called at the end of the first quarter, that was, of course, a three-point basket. By all rights, should have been worth 4 or 5 from where she shot it. But indeed, that did tie the game 15-all. So it's a new ball game coming out of the first break with that amazing buzzer beater on the steal by Keanu Carr. McDowell Thal gets the rebound, but immediately turns the ball over to a steal. Samaya Briggs draws the foul on the attempt. She'll go to the line and shoot 2. The foul is called against Devils number 24, McDowell Thal, her second, and the team's 4th. So again, Winter Haven in particular watching their foul situation as they do not have a lot of bench depth available at their disposal. First free throw is good. Second one bounces off the heel. Rebound, Kayla Smith. Picked off by Gagnon. Wide open. Gagnon on the pass to Elizabeth Schnell for the Eagle bucket. She's got 5 points tonight. Bounce pass is picked away by Clark. Takes it all the way down to the corner herself. Loses her dribble. Has to pop it back out to Jones. Swing around to Schnell, looking for an option, finds one in the center. Briggs didn't have her balance. And now Jones gives it up to a steal by Kayla Smith. Nice pass in the paint. That's Keanu Carr from Breasia, Washington. 5 points in the books for Carr. She had, of course, the buzzer beater at the end of the first and now adds another to her total. Blue Devils, when they find that lane, they are able to get some great movement and ball movement into the pass. And that's what they did in the last possession. Now a three for Nyla Clark. So Calvary, by contrast, relying a little bit more on the perimeter shooting. And that was an ill-advised pass that's going to result in a foul. Foul called against Breasia, Washington. Her first, the team's fifth. Into the game for Winter Haven, Jaden Williams. Another three falls for Nyla Clark. So she has two in a row. That's her only 2 buckets of the game, but they have been big for the Eagles. Now coast to coast, Washington can't get it to fall. And Clark tried to outthink the room on the rebound, tried to go for the transition play, but threw it far ahead of where Schnell could catch it. And that'll be a turnover. Jones nearly got a paw on it there. Smith manages to bail out the Blue Devils, but a rough pass on the baseline. Carr not able to connect with Adams there, and the Blue Devils squander the opportunity. Since we came back from the break, it's been 9-3 Eagles. And now the Eagles ask for a 30-second timeout. Timeout requested by Calvary Christian. 30-second timeout. This is the third place game in the Diamond Division of the Florida Prospects Holiday Classic. Coming up next, we'll have the Bronze Championship game between Evans and Gateway. That's coming up at 4:30. And then we will wrap up the day with the Diamond Division first place game. That is between Pickerington from Ohio and your own Wekiva Mustangs, the host school here for the Diamond Division. Back to live action here at Mustang Arena. 7-point advantage being built up in the last 3 minutes by the Eagles. And so far, this has been a game of momentum. Foul called against Devils number 0, Keanu Carr. That's her first, the team's 6th, and that will send Schnell to the line, shooting 2. Sinks the first. So again, a game of runs. Calvary opened up hot. They built up a big lead to open up the first quarter. Then Winter Haven came back, tied it at the very end. And now it's been all Calvary ever since the second quarter opened up. We'll see if we have a repeat of the first quarter. Coast to coast. Breasia, Washington drains the layup. Well, sometimes it only takes one. Clark to Briggs. Of course, Clark didn't score anything in the first quarter and then drained 2 threes in a row as she got hot from perimeter. Second chance basket not going to fall for Calvary, and Blue Devils take over. 25-19 the score. Eagles will also enjoy bonus for the remainder, and it's going to be 3-point play and 1 for a 4-point play opportunity. The foul called against number 2, Jocelyn Gagnon, her second personal foul. The team's 4th. Again, the 3-point basket by Kayla Smith is good. She's at the line for the 4-point play. Well, you don't see that every day. And it rolls in. Schnell releases the three. It's wide left for an air ball. So the 4-point play by Smith suddenly brings us back to a one-possession ball game with less than 4 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Blocked by Briggs. Clark with an ill-advised pass looking for Gator. It's broken up by Carr, not able to get the steal, but it will give the Blue Devils a chance to reset and avoid any transition opportunities that might have happened for Calvary. 3:40 to go in the second quarter. Mark Barchi here with you for this game on Varsity Sports Network, the home of the Florida Prospects Holiday Classic online. Swing around to Briggs, looking for some help. She finds a man in the paint. Schnell loses her dribble, and she went into a little too much traffic there as Adams takes that away from her. Smith launches an air ball, and Kalia Gator knows better than to touch that. Markelly Jones into the game for the Eagles. McDowell Fall returns for the Lady Blue Devils. Briggs, a little anemic on the short J. Rebound to Smith. Beautiful pass. Jaden Williams to McDowell Thal to tie the game. And so I said earlier, it's been a game of swinging momentum, and the pendulum has swung once again. The Blue Devils have made up their entire deficit. They were down by at least 7, maybe more, earlier in the second quarter. Brown for three launches the air ball. That doesn't fall, but second chance basket by Markelly Jones. Good pass into the paint, and not as good of a pass. Looking for Thal. It's broken up by Markelly Jones for the Eagles. It stays with the Blue Devils, though. Under 2 minutes remaining in the first half. To the corner, open man, and drain the three for McDowell Thal from Kayla Smith. And so, Winter Haven takes their first lead of the game, 28-27. Buck 35 remaining in the first half, and count the three for Markelly Jones. 9 points for her tonight. Beautiful pass, and it converts. That's Jaden Williams from Keanu Carr. Her first points of the night, but they come at a good time. It ties the game back up at 30. Launching the three is Briggs. That heels out. Williams on the rebound, trying to make something happen in transition. Lobs it to Carr, who's barely able to reel it in. And that pass a little bit too high for Williams. It's picked away by Clark in transition. Contact. Markelly Jones draws the contact on the way up. She'll go to the line and shoot two. Foul called against Kayla Smith. Her first personal foul. The team's 7th. So Smith has just one foul now, picking up her first there. She's still in good shape. She started to get a little bit more into foul trouble in the earlier games this week. But at least for the first half, she is likely to go in with a fairly clean record, and that's good news for Winter Haven. Oh for 2 at the line, so Winter Haven catches a break, and CCA has a missed opportunity to potentially go into the locker room with the lead. Thal a little short on the J. Checking into the game for the Eagles, number 3, Elizabeth Schnell. Schnell has 6 points so far today. Team leader is actually Samaya Briggs with 9. Co-leader Markelly Jones also with 9. Unsurprisingly, the Blue Devils led by Kayla Smith with 12. All those players certainly in contention for the all-tournament team. Traveling. Blue Devils ball. Checking back into the game for Calvary, number 4, Kalia Gator. So 3 seconds on the clock, tie ball game. Blue Devils have a tall order ahead of them. They'll roll the ball, and CCA is going to make them pick it up and start that clock running. They'll release from distance. Not this time. Had it at the end of the first quarter, not the second. That takes us to halftime, and we are no closer to declaring a victor in the third place game than we were 16 minutes ago. 30-30 is your score at intermission here in the third place game at the 2021 Florida Prospects Holiday Classic. year since we got those new Wilson balls, the game balls, because they are visibly different than
I heard that you guys paid $100 a ball. That's what I heard.
It's not my fault. Never mind. The Eagles have the opening possession of the third quarter. Welcome back to Mustang Arena. Mark Parchi, the voice of the Mustangs, sports information director here at Wekiva High School, to take you through the second half of our third place game in the Diamond Division of the Florida Prospects Holiday Classic. And we're going to open up with Samaya Briggs on the layup. First points of the second half. And this has been a game of swinging momentum. The Eagles with a big opening almost put the game out of reach, and you thought that we were going to see a blowout, and then Winter Haven came right back and tied it going into the end of the first quarter. Then we saw almost the same story play out in the second quarter. Calvary opened up with a big run, and then Winter Haven came back and matched it. And so now Kayla Smith opens up second half scoring for the Blue Devils. So at least if the first half is any indication, we may have a photo finish cooking up here. This is our third to last game of the Florida Prospects Holiday Classic, at least at Wekiva. Second chance layup scored by Naila Clark. 8 points in the book for her tonight, and the Eagles retake the lead. After this game, all that will be left are the championships. This is also the first game of the Diamond Division, where we are in a position to hand out some all-tournament team nominations, and we have some good, promising candidates so far. Jane Williams gets the basket and a chance to make it a three-point play. The foul is called against Jocelyn Gagnon, her third, the team's first of this half. And count the three-point play. So the Blue Devils retake the lead. They've spent most of the game trailing or tied, but they have led by less than one possession a couple of times, including right now. Schnell is short, and the rebound goes to Washington. In transition, Kayla Smith on the Blue Devils layup. 16 points for her, particularly if Winter Haven goes on to win. She's a shoo-in for the all-tournament team, and that should not come as a great surprise to anybody who follows Winter Haven basketball. Markelly Jones gets the basket and a chance to make it a three-point play. The foul is called against Blue Devils number 24, Magdala Thal, her third, and the team's first. So again, we mentioned earlier, Winter Haven only has 7 players on the roster today, 5 on the floor, 2 on the bench, and 2 players now in a row have just picked up their third foul. So we'll see if that becomes a factor as we get into the fourth quarter. Of course, Winter Haven in particular, if they get into foul trouble, they could run out of bench players quickly, and that gives not a lot of reprieve to those who are in the game. You're going to have a lot of players with upwards of 20, 25 minutes played in today's game, and also if you get into that foul trouble, you have to play more conservatively. Stolen layup by Markelly Jones. Transition opportunity, nice pass, waiting her turn, but anemic on the attempt from Thal. And the rebound goes to Clark. So a missed opportunity there for the Blue Devils. And Schnell gets tripped up there and is called for traveling. And you saw the look of frustration on her face, which is somewhat understandable. That's one of those that goes against you in the stats as a travel, but not a whole lot that she could have or should have done differently. She didn't really have a lot of help there. The Blue Devils didn't do anything specifically illegal, but they definitely contributed to making her travel. Washington gets in trouble in the backcourt, manages to bail herself out. Pass to an open Thal, nothing there. Smith with a miss on the putback opportunity, but draws the contact on the third attempt. Kayla Smith fouled on the way up. She'll go to the line and shoot two. Foul called against Naila Clark. That's her first and the team's second of this half. So Smith shooting two. Again, she has 16 points in the book, looking for 17 and 18 right here. First one rims out. And now Calvary will fill in the remaining slots in the key. One of two at the free throw line. Checking into the game for the Blue Devils, Shatasia Adams. Gator runs into a wall with Adams, thinks better of it, pops back out. Calvary considers their options. Gator tries to get inside. Smith has something to say about that, though, and manages to get it to bounce off of Clark on the way out, causing the turnover. So not a steal in the traditional sense, but Smith definitely gets credit for forcing that turnover. Less than 5 minutes to go in the third period now. Still a 1-point ball game. Just inside the arc, Adams releases the J. That's not there for her. Jones on the rebound. Beautiful pass, did everything but go in for Samaya Briggs. Currently leading scorer for the Eagles with 11. Actually, second leading scorer, I should say, as Jones has 14. Short J popped in by Brasia Washington for the go-ahead basket. So again, Winter Haven has spent all but about 2 minutes of this game tied or trailing. And now they go back to trailing again. A layup by Markelly Jones. 16 points in the book for her. Wild shot from Gator, bounces off. Washington has nobody but blue jerseys in front of her, so she'll wait for her team to catch up. And a tough pass reeled in by Williams to avoid disaster. Williams again has a good look, but can't get the layup to connect. Clark gets the rebound. And if the Blue Devils could hit 2/3 of those layups, they would probably have a 3 or 4 possession lead now. Pass bounces off of Williams, and Jones is there ready to scoop it up, but she makes a mistake of her own. Washington then turns it over to Briggs, so 3 turnovers in a row, back to back to back. Clark misses an opportunity at the other end with nobody else around. So both teams trying to shake off some rust here in the third quarter. Tough bounce pass. Smith is able to recover easily, though. And now Jaden Williams is called for traveling. Eagles ball.
No jab, Jay.
Winter Haven sends in McDowell-Thal. Calvary Christian goes for a fire drill. Everybody in for everybody else. Pop over to Gagnon for 3. Looked short, but then it goes in. Jocelyn Gagnon drains the tray. Was almost ready to write that shot off as a miss, and then fate gave it a second chance. Eagles putting on the pressure. They're maybe feeling a little bit of momentum off of the last play. Adams under the basket, can't get it to fall, and is limping toward half court. And can't get to Schnell. Elizabeth Schnell scores 2 for the Eagles. Checking into the game for the Blue Devils, Kayla Smith. So it looks like Adams is okay, but that minor injury did slow her down and made easy work for Schnell as the Eagles are playing 5-on-4. Short-lived run, though, as Kayla Smith scores the layup for the Blue Devils. So that closes it back to a 4-point game. Certainly not out of reach for the Blue Devils. Schnell sends the tray off the backboard equipment. That'll be out of bounds. Defensive team rebound to the Blue Devils. So far, both of the first 2 quarters have ended in ties. Blue Devils down by 2 possessions here as we pass the 1-minute mark. Kayla Smith once again for the Blue Devil layup. Gator can't get the layup to fall, and now we're going to get a foul coming back the other way. Foul called against Kalia Gator. That's her first personal foul, the team's third. Blue Devils with an opportunity to tie, throws it right to Clark, who says, well, if you insist. But a turnover at the other end. Schnell gives it up to Breasia Washington, and so now Winter Haven once again has a chance to tie or take the lead. Into the paint. Good opportunity. There it is. Jaden Williams to McDowell Thal to tie the game. 8 seconds to go. The three is short. Picked up by Williams. Has to shoot it, and it's wild off the mark. That takes us to the end of the third quarter, and it looks about the same as it did at the end of the first and the second quarters. All 3 quarters so far have ended in tie scores, 46-46, and it looks like we're going to need the last 8 minutes to decide a victor here in the third place game, the Diamond Division of the Florida Prospects Holiday Classic 2021 edition. Welcome back to Mustang Arena. Blue Devils have the opening possession of the fourth quarter. Smith not able to get the opening shot to fall, but she gets her own rebound. 46-46. All 3 quarters have ended in ties so far. Williams not able to break it there, bouncing it way too hot off the glass. And this one is cooking up to be a photo finish. The third quarter, at least, was different from the first 2 in the sense that it was close throughout. Neither team really breaking away on any significant runs, as opposed to the first and second quarters, each of which Calvary had big runs in the opening 4 minutes of those quarters, and then the Blue Devils closed those leads in the second 4 minutes. Now Washington picks up the steal with nobody in front of her, and it's Breasia Washington coast to coast to steal the Blue Devil layup and take the lead. She also gets into double figures with that layup. 48-46, 1 minute gone in the fourth quarter. That was too easy. Nyla Clark ties the game once again for the Eagles. Blue Devil defense briefly fell asleep, and now the offense falls asleep as it's Jocelyn Gagnon to Markelly Jones with the go-ahead basket for the Eagles. Washington loses her dribble, has to pass it somewhere, and everybody was covered very well by Calvary. And now that went right to Kayla Smith, who says, well, if you insist, I guess I'll take it, but not able to convert on the layup. Another missed opportunity for the Blue Devils. Gator thought about taking the J, didn't, and then walks with it. Traveling, Blue Devils ball. So the Lady Blue Devils avoid disaster on that play. There they could have gone down 2 possessions, and instead they'll have an opportunity to retie the game here. Nice pass down the baseline to Carr. Pops back out for the tray, and it's short for Kayla Smith. Pulls up her own rebound, though, and you hear the frustration from the Eagles coach. Back to Smith again for another tray. This one is a bit long and right. Heels out. And the rebound goes to Brown. Now we're going to pause for a timeout. 30-second timeout requested by the Eagles. The winner of this game secures third place rights in the Diamond Division of the Florida Prospects Holiday Classic. Whoever loses will be in fourth place. And then coming up later today, we'll have Wekiva versus Pickerington from Ohio to decide first and second place in the Diamond Division. But first, we'll go back over to the Bronze Division next, where we have Gateway and Evans vying for the Bronze Division Championship. That's coming up next here at the Florida Prospects Holiday Classic. Back to live action here at Mustang Arena. This has been a close one all the way through. And at this point, it looks like it may be a photo finish. Picked away by Keanu Carr. Tries to go coast to coast, but can't close the deal on the layup. Nyla Clark had a nice looking rebound, but couldn't stick the landing. She slides, and that's only legal in baseball. Kayla Smith favoring those perimeter shots lately. She's missed 3 in a row. Still the leading scorer, though, for the Blue Devils with 21. Not to spoil it, but she's probably a shoo-in for the all-tournament team. Nyla Clark scores the jumper for the Eagles. 12 points for her. Smith draws the foul on the floor. Block is called against number 0, Nyla Clark. That's her second personal, the team's 4th of this half. Adams comes into the game for the Blue Devils during the last pause. Jaden Williams can't get it to fall. Comes out of bounds off of Winter Haven. Calvary takes over at their own baseline with a 4-point lead. Winter Haven has trailed most of this game. They have led for a combined roughly 2 minutes, maybe 3. But they've never let the game get more than about 3 possessions away from them. Foul called against Blue Devils number 12, Kayla Smith, her second, team's second as well. So again, if Kayla Smith were to get into foul trouble, that could be curtains for Winter Haven, but so far only 2 in the books here halfway through the fourth quarter, so at the rate she's going, she should be okay. Air ball by Markaylee Jones, and nobody's going to chase that one. Washington getting double teamed in the backcourt. If she can get it down court, there'd be a transition opportunity. There it is. Smith to Carr. Got it. Kayla Smith on the pass from Keanu Carr to close it back to a 2-point game, and we'll take a 30-second timeout courtesy of the Blue Devils. Back to live action here at Mustang Arena as we pass the halfway point of the fourth quarter. And passing it behind Elizabeth Schnell. Ball goes out of bounds. Blue Devils ball. A rough bounce pass, and you see Kayla Smith raise her hand there. That's on me. Swing to Jones, who leads the scoring effort for the Eagles so far. Schnell can't get the tray to fall. She's normally excellent on perimeter, at least what we've seen in the last couple of days from the Eagles. Blue Devils try to make something happen in transition. Not there, though. Punching through, ducking to get under the coverage. Briggs can't cash in. Now Washington getting double teamed. Pops it out to Smith. Open for the J from the baseline. Adams can't get it to fall. Williams going to try to give him a second chance. Gets in trouble, manages to bounce it off of Clark to keep the ball in the hands of the Blue Devils. Checking into the game for CCA, Kalia Gator. And now Gator does what she does. Slides in there, uses that speed, gets a little help, and Kalia Gator steals 2 for the Eagles. Markaylee Jones also gets half credit for that. Held ball. Possession Eagles. Returning to the game for the Blue Devils, McDowell Thal. CCA back up to a 4-point lead. Gator thought about it, then decided to pop back out to Jones instead. Foul is called against Blue Devils number 0, Keanu Carr. That's her second and the team's third. It sends Kalia Gator to the line, shooting 2 for the Eagles. 1 of 2 for Gator. And I heard Coach Lawson on the bench over there lamenting the fact that Winter Haven's playing great defense but not rebounding. It's foul called against Kalia Gator, her second and the team's fifth. So now a 5-point advantage. Blue Devils looking to overcome here with 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Certainly we've seen them do that in less time earlier in the game. So this is by no means in any way concluded. And there we go. Breasia Washington to McDowell Thal for a 30-second timeout called by the Blue Devils. We're back to live action here at Mustang Arena for the last $1.52 of the third place game in the Diamond Division here at the Florida Prospects Holiday Classic 2021 edition. Blue Devils trail by 3, but they have come back so many times before when Calvary has gone on a run in this game. We'll see if they can pull it off this time or if the Eagles will cruise to victory. Calvary has spent probably all but about 3 minutes of this game in the lead, but the Blue Devils have never let it get more than about 3 possessions away from them. There's another missed opportunity. Carr had the steal and everything but the layup going in. And now we're going to get a timeout. Full timeout requested by Calvary. Back to live action once again at Mustang Arena. 2 timeouts taken in quick succession by the Blue Devils and then by the Eagles. Carr gets the ball down quickly, trying to make something happen in transition. 1 against 3. And Thal actually had a good look there, just couldn't quite get it to fall. And now we've got contact. Markelly Jones draws the foul on the way up. She'll go to the line and shoot 2. The foul is called against Blue Devils number 12, Kayla Smith. That's her 3rd personal foul, the team's 4th. So 3 fouls in the books for Smith. That's not something you really worry about too much when you have less than a minute remaining in the game. And Markelly Jones adds to her already game-leading score tally, up to 19 now. Second one misses, and Thal tries to chase it out of bounds. Can't do it, though, and the Eagles will continue to hold possession. Under a minute remaining. And it looks like Gagnon lost track of where she was on the court. She's called out of bounds. Blue Devils ball. So Winter Haven catches a break. They're down by 2 possessions. So they're going to need to score. This is a critical possession for them. They need to score, and then they need to get the ball back. And CCA is going to turn up the heat on the full court pressure. 2 open men down at the other end of the court, but Washington just can't escape from the pressure, and so the Devils will go ahead and burn a timeout here. Full timeout requested by Winter Haven. Welcome back to Mustang Arena, where we have a 4-point ball game. Winter Haven gets the ball at their own baseline. They trail by 4. Transition opportunity looks good, and it falls. McDowell to Keanu Carr. And another full timeout requested by Winter Haven. Your game reset with 37.2 seconds remaining. It will be Eagles ball coming out of the timeout, leading by 2. Leading scorers for the Eagles, Markaylee Jones-Tynes has 19 points. Also in double figures, Samaya Briggs with 11, and Aila Clark with 12. On the Blue Devils side, you've got Keanu Carr with 7, and Breasia Washington with 10, but your leading scorer for the game is Kayla Smith with 23. Welcome back to Mustang Arena. Elizabeth Schnell will take the ball out. She has freedom of the baseline since she's coming off of a made basket. Will launch it all the way into the front court to try to get a transition play to happen. Washington races down there to stop her and will go ahead and reach around to get the foul, force them to the free throw line, which kind of you have to do at this point. Foul is called against Breasia Washington, her second, team's 5th. Checking back in is number 4, Kalia Gator. Timeout. Calvary, full timeout. Welcome back to Mustang Arena. One possession ball game, but CCA will have the ball. Winter Haven expect them to foul immediately because they still have a foul to give. Calvary doing a decent job of playing keep away. They managed to take about 6 seconds off the clock. Foul called against Blue Devils, number 0, Keanu Carr, her 3rd, the team's 6th. And so now Winter Haven, who has had their clean game they've played in the second half, now come back to haunt them, that they actually had 2 fouls to give that they didn't want. Foul called against number 13, Jaden Williams, her 3rd, the team's 7th, and that will put the Eagles into bonus. Gator returns, and at the line shooting 1 and 1 will be Jocelyn Gagnon. It's a miss, and that's exactly what Winter Haven wanted. They got possession turned their way. Williams, in transition, coast to coast, draws the contact and an opportunity to tie at the free throw line. Foul called against CCA's number 11, Markaylee Jones-Tynes. That's her 2nd, the team's 6th. Jaden Williams, shooting 2. So now neither team has a foul to give. We'll shoot bonus on any defensive foul. For the rest of the game, no pressure here, but these are critical free throws, and the first one is short. Returning to the game, Elizabeth Schnell. All right, so tying the game is off the table, but a free throw would still be useful here. Adams in for Thal. Williams doing what she has to do. Foul called against Jaden Williams. Her fourth, the team's eighth. Gator back in for the Eagles. Thal back in for the Blue Devils. And Gagnon back at the free throw line, shooting 1-1. So hitting 1 out of 2 free throws the other way dramatically reduces the chances that we go to overtime. Again, a miss. This time, though, it's picked up by Clark, but not for long. Bounced out by Smith, gets it in transition, and Briggs prevents what would have been an easy play. And Winter Haven desperately calling for timeout. They had to wait until they got possession, though, before the official would grant it to them. They'll have the ball coming back, and this one's going to be a photo finish. Full timeout called by Winter Haven, their final timeout. As we get ready to go back to live action, the Blue Devils will have the ball on the front court. They trail by 1, 2.8 seconds on the clock. This is pretty much make it and win, miss it and lose. They will have the ball at the opposing baseline. All or nothing on this play. Smith draws the foul. She'll have a chance to tie or take the lead. Foul called against number 0, Keanu Carr, her third. The team's 7th. Kayla Smith at the line, shooting 2. So again, this was a shooting foul, not bonus, so she gets a second free throw no matter what happens on the first one. 1 free throw made will tie. 2 would win unless something dramatic happens in the last 1.6 seconds. If you're going to put any of your Blue Devils in a high-pressure situation, this is the one you want. And Kayla Smith extends her game-winning or game-leading streak to 24 points. The Eagles take their final timeout, full timeout called by CCA. So one more break we'll take. Both teams now are out of timeouts. And we have a tie ball game, and probably the biggest free throw of Kayla Smith's career coming up. A miss will probably send us to overtime, and if she sinks it in, it probably secures the victory for Winter Haven, who again has trailed most of this game. They've taken the lead briefly a couple of times, probably about 3 minutes in total out of the 32. Have been led by Winter Haven, but it only matters who's ahead at the end of the fourth quarter. CCA will use up the whole timeout. One shot remaining for Kayla Smith. And she hits it. 25 points for Kayla Smith, and now the onus is on the Eagles. And Schnell, under pressure, had no good options and turns the ball over. Winter Haven does not need to score here. They just need to not turn it over. That takes us to the end of the ball game, and the Blue Devils have come from behind in a close game all the way to the photo finish, and it is a 57-56 in what has probably been just about the best game we have seen all week here at the Florida Prospects Holiday Classic. Eagles finish in 4th place, and the Blue Devils finish in 3rd, and it's no surprise who will take the all-tournament team nominations. CCA may not have pulled down the victory at the end, but with 19 points, their all-tournament team nomination goes to Markelly Jones-Tynes, leading her team nearly 20 points in the books in the 3rd place game. And you all know who the all-tournament team nominee from Winter Haven is. It is the woman responsible for those high-pressure game-winning free throws, leading all scorers in the 3rd place game with 25 points. It is Kayla Smith. Want to thank everyone for coming out to support the Blue Devil and Eagle athletes. Special thanks also to those of you tuning in on Florida Prospects, or on VarsitySportsNetwork.org, hosting the Florida Prospects Holiday Classic. Coming up next, the Bronze Division Championship. It is Gateway versus Evans to decide the winner of the bronze bracket.